Well, on that note, we want to turn to more of our coverage on the popular response around the world to the plight of the Palestinian people and solidarity with them. And we are very, very honored to be joined here as we continue the show by Mahmoud Hashem, who is an Egyptian journalist and the media official of the Popular Alliance, the Popular Alliance Socialist Party. Mahmoud, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Rania and Eugene, for having me. Well, I have no words to describe the genocide that's happening in Gaza and actually all the Palestinian lands right now, as it's obvious for everyone, I guess. And I can't even count numbers, as it's gonna change the moment that I'm talking right now. But I'd like to mention that one of my close friends uh, lost 120 members of her family because of the genocide. She's only one person who lost like more than 100 members of her family. Actually, the Israeli occupation doesn't only kill Palestinians with bombs, but also they kill wounded people and sick among them by preventing them from receiving the medical support and actually bombing hospitals. Uh, there are women who are forced to remove their uterus after childbirth because it's completely damaged. Uh, Therefore, they're not only kill children, but also kill the future generation. They don't want to have Palestinian anywhere.
Mm.
So also they think doesn't happen only in Gaza. Actually, with the international attention trained on the Gaza Strip, Jewish settlers backed by Israeli soldiers in the occupied West Bank are stepping up a campaign to displace vulnerable Palestinian communities in the largest explosion drive in decades. 123 Palestinians, including 34 children in the occupied land, not even in Gaza, have been killed by the Israeli forces and settlers since October 7. Nearly 1,000 Palestinians were forcibly displaced from their homes in the West Bank, beside almost 2,000 Palestinian prisoners in the West Bank since October 7.
Well,
This genocide is too much even to describe.
mhm. Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think we all feeling very similar, Mahmoud, and I appreciate you, raising that. And I guess I'm just curious in Egypt, what are we seeing in terms of solidarity with Palestine, and what are maybe some of the challenges in terms of bringing that out into the public sphere?
So in Egypt, it's like despite the security decision in Egypt uh, banning demonstration, movements did not stop supporting Palestine in all available ways. So now you can find buses, like buses drivers flying the Palestinian flag, young people wearing kufiya, and children asking about local products after boycotting all products that support the occupation, even the products of the supporting countries, including Arab countries like Emirates. Beside that, the Egyptian syndicate of journalists, uh, we made a global call to all forces of freedom in the world and doctor to join a global convoy of conscious heading to the Egyptian borders, considering that Egypt is the only gateway to Gaza Strip to the world, to demand an end to the aggression and the entry of aids and medical supports to Gaza and end this brutal war, like to be ended by any possible ways. And actually, uh, I would like to share this call for you, for all our brothers and sisters and all Palestinian supporters all over the world. If they would like to join this convoy, they can uh, reach the Egyptian syndicate of journalists to join this convoy to do whatever they can do to help the Palestinian brothers and sisters.
Um, I wanted to ask, what the sentiment in Egypt, I can imagine what it might be, but what the sentiment is about the fact that the Israelis have made it very clear that they want to push all of these people in Gaza, over 1 million people in Gaza, into the Sinai temporarily so they can get rid of Hamas. But, everybody knows that when Israel pushes out Palestinians, it's never temporary. I'm just curious your thoughts on that and just the atmosphere in Egypt around that idea.
Yeah, actually, like the official decision about this and the people decision in Egypt and in Palestine as well is almost the same. We will not accept evacuating Gazan people by any reason, by any way. Our brothers and sisters in Palestine are always welcome to Egypt and to all countries. But you cannot prevent them from coming back to their lands. This is the thing that we are all agree in Egypt, in Palestine, in all the Arab countries, that we're always welcoming our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And actually, it's not even an Egyptian decision. It's up to the Palestinians themselves. They are already refusing, and they have all the right to refuse evacuating to be removed from their lands. For Egypt, it's like a national security issue
Mm.
that as long as we help the Israeli with this agenda, they also will turn to Egypt, and they will turn to Jordan, and they will turn to West Bank. Then we will not have a Palestinian land, and that's the thing that we will not accept.
Well, it's a very good point that you make there, and I guess a follow up question maybe is, I mean, one of the issues that I think people are discussing now is whether or not, or basically, many countries, Jordan, Egypt, other Gulf countries, have improved relations with Israel, but we have not seen an improvement of the situation for Palestinians. I mean, do you think that this should be a moment for a reconsideration of how various countries in the region are interacting with the Israelis in terms of trying to find a way to do more to assist the Palestinians?
Actually, what we are facing now, like what everyone uh, saw, the martyred, the children, the women who are getting killed, wounded, made the like our case more obvious to the whole world. So now we're like were having so much hope with the global solidarity campaigns with Palestine. We saw the march in Washington D.C. is like 300,000 in Washington D.C. Like I've never seen a march like this in my whole life, in London as well, in other countries. So they think like for us like it helps so much. Like every voice speaks about Palestine. Help us. But about the government, like now we today I guess we saw even the French president Emmanuel Macron is calling for ceasefire. The Arab League are also having like uh, a high meeting, like meeting with high officials to discuss this issue. The Jordanian, like the king of Jordan, and also with other officials are also discussing this. All these things could not happen without this global pressure that everyone is doing all over the world. So it's not even up to the government to decide, like because they are already they have nothing else to do but trying to end this war as much as possible. And actually, I would like to say something like it's not even about Palestine. Like the case is not is like it's about Palestine for sure, but also it's about Haiti. It's about Congo DRC. There are like that the stand that we are making now is for Palestine. Tomorrow will be with Haiti. After tomorrow will be in Congo. It's like it's a system we should all face to end this like imperialism like agenda.
And then I'm curious, this has happened, obviously, these wars on Gaza have happened every few years. I mean, this is obviously the most shockingly brutal that we've seen. Does something about the reaction from the people on the ground feel different this time in Egypt? And why do you think that is, if yes?
Yeah, I think in Egypt it's changing. Like as I said, like despite all like policies, uh, I can see in the streets like like three years kids asking for like a product and asking if it's Egyptian or if it's American, if it's American and supporting the occupation, or it's only American, if it's Emirati. That's something they think is like everywhere in every Egyptian house. Actually, it was not. It was before, but it was not that huge. Now you can see Kentucky, McDonald's, in the city center in Cairo downtown. No one enters there. No one. And actually, some of them like closed their branches in some cities because they didn't have anyone to. They didn't have any clients anymore. Pepsi, all these kind of companies, and even other companies, they boycotting now. Like it's a part of the solidarity in Egypt. It's getting like it's getting so far right now in Egypt, and it's not only in Egypt, like in all other countries. Like in Egypt also, people now are like even football fans. Before they were not politicians, but now you can see like all football fans in Egypt are raising the Palestinian flag, are chanting for Palestine. So like it's in everyone's mind since the beginning till now, and then later.
Well, Mahmoud, we really appreciate you being willing to join us and to help us sort through all of this. And I think all of us are watching Egypt very closely, so we'll absolutely have to have you back as the conflict develops. But Mahmoud Hashem, journalist and also media official of the Socialist Popular Alliance Party in Egypt, thank you so much for being with us here on the Freedom Side.